Hey there, it's JayCee. Join me as we travel to Abbeville today to visit St. Mary Magdalene Catholic Church, which was founded by Father Pere McGray in 1844. Having grown up Catholic in Abbeville, I'm familiar with this church, but today we'll get to see it like never before. We meet up with Father Louis Richard, the first Abbeville native to be pastor of St. Mary Magdalene.
Made my first confession, first communion in this church. I was confirmed in the 7th grade in this church. And in 1981, I was ordained a priest in this church.
Very cool, and you're back.
Yeah.
Very nice. So let's take a tour.
Okay, sure.
As we begin the tour, the beauty of St. Mary Magdalene Church is just striking. Incredible architecture, the high ceilings, the artwork, and the sheer enormity of the structure all add to the beauty we found inside.
I believe the capacity is 750. It's what I've been told, 700 to 750.
One of the things that I've always been curious about and fascinated with is what happens in the back where we can't see anything. Do you think you'd be able to bring us up there and show us what's going on?
The area behind the church is called the sacristy. So let's go on back there and take a look.
Okay, this is a first for me.
Yeah. So this is the area where the priests and the ministers would get ready for the service, a closet with just various vestments that are used throughout the year. There's an old safe. Back when we have other places that we store the sacred vessels for Mass, but they used to be not so much as, I guess maybe they kept the money in here too for a while, but we don't use the safe for that point anymore.
Father Louis led us into the basement chapel, which in the 1970s was a psychedelic coffee shop for local teens. As you can tell, since then, its purpose has changed.
So I don't know how many people this seats. I would say 100, maybe 100 people. People like the tradition of making the holy hour. Or there are some guys that I know that regularly before work, maybe spend 15 minutes in prayer before they head off to work.
As we left the chapel, we were able to get a glimpse of a piece of artwork that many parishioners probably never knew existed.
Here's I don't know who painted this, but here's a little drawing of Father McGray.
We made our way back into the church and then headed to the confessional. It sure is different from when I was growing up.
Okay, and here is a confessional where the sacrament of reconciliation takes place.
Okay, so the confessional I'm used to was just a box, but you didn't have access like this.
So often the sacrament of reconciliation is a bit of a counseling or a discussion or reflection upon people trying to work on sin in their lives and get some direction and guidance. So when you and I grew up, this was not an option.
Right.
Yeah.
And now comes another first for me, and the one I'm most excited about. I've never been above the main area in the church. Now we get to go into the choir loft. I didn't think to prepare myself for the beauty I would experience from this vantage point.
So look, if nothing else, this gives you some splendid shots of the church from up here.
I figured that this was as good a time as any to take a selfie with Father Louis with the beauty of St. Mary Magdalene behind us. I don't know if you could tell, but I was really getting excited for the next part of our behind-the-scenes tour. The bells in the bell tower.
Now, I will give you a small warning, is in a lot of bell towers, wasps gather. So,
I will take caution.
As I was climbing the stairs to go into the bell tower, I could tell that Father Louis was a little apprehensive about coming up with me. But with a little coaxing, he followed along. After a few sets of steep and narrow stairs, there they were. And we were right on time, 10 o'clock. Man, these things are loud. I really wasn't prepared for the volume, but I should have known how loud they would be. When I was a kid, sometimes we could hear the bells from St. Mary Magdalene at our house, and we lived almost in Perry, right next to the Vermilion River. With the bells still ringing in my ears, I had one more level to go. They wouldn't come with me. I went alone, climbed that rickety set of stairs, and got a good view of inside the clock tower. When I got up into the clock tower, I was amazed at the simplicity of the clocks. The movement was right in the middle of the tower. They had gears that turned 4 axles, each leading to a different clock face. It really was fascinating.
well, look, you got me up here. In my 3 years as almost 3 years as pastor, I've never come up here, so.
We then head back down the stairs to the choir loft to thank Father Louis for the tour and for the hospitality.
Father Louis, thank you. This is an amazing tour, places that I never thought that I would get to see, so I do appreciate that.
It's nice to be able to give you a glimpse. The people of this community are understandably proud of this church. It's a beautiful church. It's certainly one of the focal points of the city of Abbeville. Certainly invite anyone to come and enjoy worship and celebrate Mass with us here at St. Mary Magdalene.